Ladies, this is Evelyn Randall. Mrs. B. Smith B. will show you around. You can get your dinner over there.
Oh, no, I'm not really very hungry, thank you.
She's heard about the food already.
Well, suit yourself, but it's a long time till breakfast.
Take a seat, Evie.
Evelyn.
Okay, Evie. This is Lizzie, Doreen, Sandy, and Judy.
Hi.
Hi.
G'day. You're going to get fallen arches if you stand there much longer, love.
Come on, Evie, we're not going to bite you.
It's always bad on the first day, but you get used to it.
Used to it? After what I've just seen, you know, a young girl was viciously attacked in the back of the police van, right in front of me.
Look, if you're not going to sit down, you can leave the dining room.
Do you mean you come in with some others?
Yes, 2 young girls. One was taken away by a nurse. I don't know what they did with the little maniac who attacked her. It was appalling.
3 new faces. Oh, that's going to liven up the joint a bit.
Yeah. See if you can do some snooping later, just so we know what we're dealing with.
Well, you better be careful. She's very violent.
Oh, I can look after myself. Anyway, Bee's got to know all about it because she's got to keep him in line. She runs this joint.
How long did you get, Evelyn?
No, I wouldn't pay any attention to her if I were you. She's a reporter. She asks a lot of questions don't concern her.
Well, I am going to appeal. I won't be in here for very long.
Yeah.
Quite a mixed bunch.
Yeah, I could do without that little horror in solitary.
Yes, I think she could be trouble.
Just to be on the safe side, I don't want any officer seeing her alone. Yes, Officer Knox.
I wanted to know if I could go and see Sid tomorrow, Mr. Fletcher.
All right, Lizzie.
Beauty! Oh, you're a good sport, Mr.
You
Fletcher.
just remember, he's a sick man, Lizzie. Don't expect miracles.
Oh, I've had heart attacks myself, but they've never put me on my back for too long.
Oh, you've got to be realistic, Lizzie. He's not going to be able to work for a long time, if at all.
Yeah, I must admit it was a bit of a shock. Suppose I ought to take things a bit easier myself. Do you think I could go on meal trolley duty tomorrow?
All right, Lizzie.
It's hard to know that you've got to slow down just because you're getting on a bit.
Do you get the feeling you're just being conned into something?
Oh, she can't get into much mischief delivering meals.
I suppose not. Oh, by the way, did you hear that Randall woman is going to appeal?
Oh, she's got nothing to lose, I suppose.
Well, I think it's about time that the law cracked down on people like that.
Look, you can't condemn an entire profession because of one incident. I think there's a place for things like that.
Profession? They're a bunch of charlatans.
Well, I'm willing to keep an open mind.
What exactly do you want, Bea? Get rid of the screws, or maybe abolish prisons entirely?
Look, although I realise we are supposed to be paying our debt to society, I don't quite understand why we have to give up our rights as human beings.
Yeah, and another thing is I reckon they should build a new place for the mothers to be with their kids.
Well, look, this is riveting, ladies, but I think I'll go and have a migraine.
Well, I can tell you one thing, love. She doesn't care about us. She's just after a bit of sensationalism, and she'll print exactly what she wants to print.
Hey, Bee, they're letting me go to the hospital tomorrow.
Ah, good on you, love.
Oh, are you sick?
No, not me. Gentleman friend of mine's had a bit of a stroke.
Oh, do they know what caused it? I mean, cerebral hemorrhage or embolism or high blood pressure?
Know a bit about these things, do you?
I'm a herbalist. I've been curing people for over 20 years. I've done more for my patients than any doctor.
Oh, could you tell me what cure a funny ticker?
Foxglove or lily of the valley.
Well, what do you know?
Don't go filling your head with all that rubbish.
It's not rubbish. Herbalists were around long before doctors, and all my cures are proven facts. You know, it's ignorant people like yourself who give doctors the right to prescribe dangerous drugs.
What did you just say to me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. You know, it's the last few weeks, they've been like a nightmare.
Well, you shoot your mouth off like that again and you'll find out what nightmares are all about.
I fancy yourself as a bit of a faith healer, do you, love?
No, my cures do work. Of course, my patients do have a lot of faith in me, but that's because my success rate is practically 100%.
You can't set a broken arm by eating weeds.
Well, actually, you know, that's not quite true. And a lot of the big problems, like heart attacks and brain tumors, can be avoided if the patients come to me early enough.
Oh, I wish you'd been around when Sid got sick.
Witch doctors went out when people worked out that they were nothing but rip-off merchants and cheats.
Oh, Bea, me. You were a bit hard on her, don't you think?
Look, people like that make a fortune out of frightened, hopeless cases. They are nothing but bloodsuckers.
Excuse me. You're not the Sandra Hamilton who writes for the newspapers, are you?
Fame at last.
Oh, I've read some of your articles. They're very good.
They're terrific if you like reading the social pages.
And whatever did you do to be put into prison?
I had myself put in on purpose, just for 3 weeks. See, I wanted to follow up a story. I want to get from B grade journo to A grade. God knows I already do the work.
What, you mean you wanted to be put in here?
Seemed like a good idea at the time. I hear you're appealing.
Yes, well, I was given 3 years, but the jury was totally prejudiced. Now, look, if you're after a story, you might be able to help me.
I know. The sad story of the incarceration of Evelyn.
Look, I'm not like those other women. Please, look, if you just listen to me.
Sorry, I will. But there are conditions. Keep your ear to the ground. See if you can pick up any gossip about B or Judy. You do the right thing by me, I'll do the right thing by you.
I know how to serve breakfast. What are you two tagging along for?
Yes, enjoy your company, Lizzie. Up against the wall, Baxter. Up against the wall or you won't get any breakfast. All right, take it in, Miss Barfield.
Oh, what you got in there, Mr. Fletcher? A mad dog. Oh, good day, love. What they shove you in
No
here?
talking, Lizzie.
What are you staring at your bag?
I heard about you tearing up your uniform. When you decide to wear one, we might let you out of this place. This cellar better be tidy by the time I get back.
Why'd you try and take me on, you yellow-bellied pig? Oh, you got a couple of beauts there, love. What's your name?
Jenny Armstrong.
Oh, why'd you get laid into you like that?
Well, I was just telling that other lady about my trip overseas, and suddenly I was being attacked. It's for no reason at all. In fact, we were laughing at the time.
Never mind, love. Be'll look after you when you get out.
I want to go home.
Of course you do, young girl like you. How long they give you?
7 days.
Is that all? You a pro or something?
No. I just got back from Asia. They didn't even give me time to unpack. They arrested me for not paying some parking fines before I left.
If you had enough money to get out of the country, well, why couldn't you pay your fines?
I didn't want to. I didn't mind going to prison for a week. I thought it'd be fun.
God, what's the matter with you kids these days? You got no brains. I'll tell you, it's no joke being in a place like this, and it isn't funny to have a criminal record either. A lot of people around don't like ex-crims. It's a bit late feeling sorry for yourself now. If I was you, I'd get somebody to pay them fines for you quick smart. Anything could happen to you in a place like this. Some of the girls spend weeks in hospital.
Why the hell should I pay you? All you've done is whinge about conditions here. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't got anything to complain about. It's not the screws who last things up, it's you.
Well, maybe we can change your mind. Huh?
You lay one finger on me, and I swear I will write articles that will have the public screaming for tighter security measures all round. Look, I have no intention of trying to turn prisons into tourist resorts. I would be laughed out of my job.
You haven't listened to one word we've said, have you, Hamilton? It's about time you started. Not now, B. I saw Fletch heading this way.
You'll keep.
I reckon we got another Frankie Doyle in the pound. She's only a kid, but wild. She's even got the screws scared.
Yeah, we've got other problems at the moment.
Lizzie, Mrs. Morris is ready to take her to the hospital now.
Oh!
Now, Mr. Andrews will be in a meeting this morning, so classes will have to wait. Doreen, the governor wants to see you in her office in about an hour.
Yes, Mr. Fletcher.
Mr. Fletcher, Look, isn't there any other work I can do around here? I'll go mad doing a menial job all day. Might be all right for some people, but I need to use my brain.